Oh, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of All Systems Goes Plays D&D. As always, every Thursday, I am Logan, and I'm joined by my lovely group of players. We're faulty power grid tonight, so we're running a little behind, so we will just go quickly through introductions and get right into it. No lollygagging. Connor.
I'm Connor. I play Sophron. He's a minotaur barbarian. Pretty cool, pretty big, pretty strong.
No
No bit to speak.
lollygagging.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I play Nemea. She's an Odyssean rogue. She's a human. She also has a dragon. She also is trying to get more people dragons. Pretty cool, pretty strong, pretty
Just
fast.
on the threshold. Now you're lollygagging. Next.
Hi, my name is Sean. I play Aeneas. Sometimes he's a druid, sometimes he's a dinosaur, and that's all you need to know.
Very good.
I'm
Next.
Abby. I play Elegy. She's a monk. She's also pretty good, pretty strong, pretty fast.
Very good. And our lovely sorcerer. Is he a sorcerer? Yeah, our lovely sorcerer is not here today for other scheduling purposes. So we are down one Kyriakos. Before we do our vignette today, I'm going to put on my official DM hat and we're going to do some
We didn't
retconning.
vote for you.
We're going to retcon. I told you all the wrong number of Titan's Bane sword pulses. I had said 5. We're going to retcon that, and I'm going to say 8.
This is
So many
better.
more.
That is
I'm
all.
concerned.
Now we are going to do our vignette tonight. So I will set the scene. Then I'll have you introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself. So we are climbing a mountain edge. There's the two of us. It is getting a little bit late in the day, which is a little bit worrisome because we are really supposed to be home by dark, or else the village is going to be without fire throughout the night. There are the two of us. Down below, you can see, or we see the village. It's a small collection of like very rudimentary buildings, sort of stone, a little bit of wood, no metal to be found, nothing like that. I said, are climbing the mountain. It's a pretty clear sky as dusk approaches. Sarah, would you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Yeah, I am Vor, blood on spear. And, Vor is a pretty straightforward Gygan hunter. 6 arms, leather tunic. I feel like he's a little bit of a perfectionist. So like everything is like not high quality, but like pretty neatly done. And like very closely cut hair, like almost shaved, as close to shaved as you could get. And obviously has a spear, which he uses like to help walk through this like terrain.
Yes. And I am Osha Bright Eyes Open Sky, and I'm carrying the ceremonial urn that we put the ever-burning fire in. But unfortunately, the ever-burning fire has gone out. So that is what we are doing. We are going to the volcano so that we can relight it and bring the ancestors home with us to the village so that we may survive the night. I have been sort of picking your mind this entire time, and you are sort of done with it. We are not making good progress, and you promised the village elders that we would be home by dark, and that does not seem to be happening. And I could not seem to care less at all. So maybe we're nearing the top of the mountain, and I go, "Oh, Vor, can we take a break? My legs are a little sore."
Osha, we talked about this. No, you're sore?
The mountain's so tall, Vor. Look.
And you have not been doing this all of your life?
I do, but never with such briskness. I haven't even stopped to listen to the ancestors yet.
Come, I will carry you while you listen to the ancestors.
They're on the ground,
We've-
silly. I can't carry, or you can't carry me while I listen. And I like get down on the ground and put an ear to the ground.
And I heave a sigh and roll my eyes.
Do you hear
Fine,
them?
listen, listen, and then I will carry you.
Come,
We have to.
look. They have a question for you.
I begrudgingly lean my.
It's like a small little steam vent, like coming out the
Uh-huh.
side of a volcano. It's not like bursting fire, but it's pretty warm. And she says, "Do you hear them?
I hear nothing.
They have a question for you. If you
Oh.
can't hear, I can translate for you.
Yes, quickly.
They say, 'Why are you so grumpy?'
Vor goes, all right, that's it. And he swings her up into a piggyback. Like, it starts charging up the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, you pick her up. She's not a very small or a very large Skygan, and you are quite strong. So you can carry her no problem. It does not. It improves the speed greatly. It does not improve the sort of annoying factor that Osha is providing for this trip. And she goes, Vor, I have a philosophical question for you. You know philosophy. You have so much time alone. You must think so much.
Not really.
Why would the Titans create nighttime? Why would they plunge us into darkness and make us fend for ourselves? Do they not love us?
The Titans, no one can know the will of the Titans. The night just is. Why do you think they made the night?
I don't know. Is it a
Maybe.
challenge? Is it a test?
Why would they test us?
I don't know.
I do not think they care about us all that much.
Thor, you don't mean that. Father Sidon cares for all of his children.
Father Sidon cares for us when we gather his attention.
And she goes to the other side of you. And Mother Lutheria, she cares for us. She's given us the gift of wine. You like wine, I know that.
Truly she has. I thank her for it. But was the wine for us or was it for herself?
Both. I don't know why that would be a problem.
I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying I don't think they think about us all too much. It's just a side effect.
I can't believe that. The ancestors clearly care for the Titans, and the ancestors care for us. So that means the Titans care for us.
Well, you would know better than I would.
Hmm.
I am just a simple hunter.
You put on that face, but I know you think about these things, Vor. Otherwise, why would you have come to this mountain with me?
I came to this mountain because you cannot be trusted to go up a mountain path before nightfall.
Yeah, probably. Have you been up here before? It's beautiful, Vor.
I have come up here merely to hunt.
You hunt at the caldera itself?
Sometimes you chase things that run across.
Into the fire?
No. Sometimes a bird might fly across, or a deer will run across the slopes, not into the caldera. Have you been here?
Yes, I come up here with some frequency. Do you ever just come up here to listen to them?
I would not have guessed you come up here with any frequency.
Do you ever just stop and listen to them on your way up? They have
Nope.
so much to say.
Nope, I do not think I hear what you hear. What do you hear?
The ancestors, silly. They talk to us.
What do they usually say?
They impart their wisdom to us.
What was their latest message?
Well, besides the one that asked why you were grumpy, they told me that I did not need to run up this mountain and I could take my time. They said there was no rush and we would make it home.
Well, you are not running up this mountain.
As I'm being carried by you still.
So in that, I guess they are correct.
They are wise as always. At this
Deeply
point,
wise.
we get to we're approaching sort of the rim of the caldera, and you've been up here a number of times, and it sort of slopes down pretty quickly into just sort of an open pit of lava. This volcano doesn't really ever erupt. It just sort of like simmers here. And this is where we get the ever burning fire from the village whenever it goes out. It's what we're doing is not an unusual thing, but it's not something we do with a lot of frequency.
Okay.
So as we get up and go over the rim and look down at the volcano, it looks different than it's ever been before. Normally it's like gentle lava. This is like boiling and bubbling, and like little spurts are coming out, and just sort of the whole thing looks aggressive. Osha's like, Vor, what is happening?
Nothing good. Is it too difficult to like get the fire?
No, it's not like it's like we could still get down safely to the edge of the lava and relight it and get out. But just like the whole thing is churning in a way that you guys have not seen before. Oh, I do not like this, Vor. Quickly.
I do not like it either.
We must hurry now.
Okay.
Perfect.
He'll like double step.
Perfect. We get down to it, and I take out the urn, and I like, oh, ancestors, please give us your light and your warmth and your wisdom. And I start the whole ceremony.
And I'm like, yep,
Okay. And I like quickly light it and put it in. And then right when we turn to like go back up, the volcano explodes is the wrong word, because it sort of, it's as if something comes up and is emerging from the lava. Not necessarily the lava is like erupting itself, but it sort of begins as this big mound of lava, and then it breaks and this form sort of emerges from it. And it's a creature. It's unmistakably a creature, but it is unlike anything that we have ever seen before. I drop the urn, it like breaks, and the shards go everywhere. So the whole mission has been busted at this point. It's this large lizard, you think that is, and like gargantuan, red scaled lizard. Lava's pouring off of it. It does not seem bothered by it at all. And then it like casts off wings. You've never seen a winged lizard, but these are unmistakably wings. Lava goes flying everywhere, and it takes to the sky and just sort of like hovers above this like volcano, and it goes, "Who summoned me?" And it looks around, "What world is this?" And then it like breathes fire into the sky. We've never seen a lizard do that. And it says, "Who dare summon Vorthrak from his throne?" And then it just goes flying down the mountain at like supersonic speed. We are like run back up to the top just in time for it to see it like just spew fire as like a line down the mountain, completely taking out the village. Like the village is absolutely gone in just a heartbeat. And then it begins to just rain fire down on the landscape all around it, and just this big swath as it just flies off into the horizon. We don't really see it get that far, because a couple minutes after this creature arrives, the earth begins to tremble in a way that has never happened before. We like fall. We either one of us falls maybe back down into the lava. One of us is flung nearly off the mountain as the earth is just sort of torn asunder by a great quake that we have never seen before. And that is the end of Vor and Osha. And we are back. We have two people here that were not fully present at the last episode. So one of the other two people, how about you give a abridged recap to get everyone fully up to speed before we jump into it? It could be either of you. Maybe the one who had a legendary show in the second half.
I mean, all that's really important is we got to a creepy island that looks like a person.
Hmm?
We got on said island. It continued to be creepy. A mermaid came out of nowhere and then was like, yo, your bird person is the chosen ancient one. And we're like, we
She
knew
didn't
she
say
was old as
chosen.
fuck, but that is rude. And she's trying to go to the fates to save her people. I don't know. We haven't delved into that too much. Because everyone's trying to save everyone's people these days. Then we explored. We found a tree.
We killed a
Sophron
tree.
stabbed the tree, which did kill it, and it did gush blood for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to do with the sword that none of us like.
Uh-huh.
After that, we found a cave that we were supposed to go to, and we started to know, or no, the air was getting thicker around the tree, which was slowing everybody down. Aeneas seemed extra affected for some reason. And then we were trying to go to a cave, all these evil thread things and scissors, and I'll never be able to go to a tailor again or a cloth shop because I'll have terrifying flashbacks. Sophron leaves us in the dust, and then Aeneas and Elegy heroically save the party and win the day with no help from Kai whatsoever.
Sounds right.
He may have actually been more harmful to the situation. A dinosaur was involved, and that's the only important bit.
Perfect. Okay. So that's generally correct. So you guys pass the threshold to this cave, and it just swallows you all whole. The strange effect that had been plaguing you since you got on this island vanishes as you cross this invisible line into the cave. There is a drizzle outside that has just been raining across this dead island the entire time you've been here. And it's not raining in the cave, but thin like rivulets come in through the cave mouth and just descend down this stony, slick floor. The air here is very still. It's very cold, and it offers no abnormal resistance. The walls of this cave are the same dark stone that this entire island seems to be made of, but there are these white crystal formations that sort of jut out at different angles. And at the very shallow end of the cave, they're very small, they're very infrequent, but you can see them growing larger and larger as the cave goes down. They give off this eerie white light. It doesn't flicker, it's very steady, and it almost eliminates all shadows in this cave. It's just sort of as if the whole cave is evenly illuminating and nothing casts shadows. The path slopes downward. It doesn't seem to really curve, or no, I take that back. It does seem to curve like a little bit to the left, but just gently so. It generally is quite straight and just goes down. There's the dripping noise, there's your own breathing, and there's the little running of the water. What do you guys do?
Sophron, can you carry Iola? I think at the
I can, yes.
right.
I was about to be like, she's still flopping around after us.
Is the water running like on the floor, or is there like, I don't know. I feel like, can we tell from the way the water flows, like what's ahead?
Make a nature check.
Oh, I'm about to make a nature check. A 15?
So the water runs in just natural appearing channels. It looks like they've eroded sort of tracks in the floor. Nothing's been carved here. It doesn't look like there's any been measures to mitigate the water at all. It's just naturally flowing, but it looks like it's been flowing for a very long time. It doesn't seem to be pooling. Like it'll pool gently in some areas before it keeps flowing, but there's not like large bodies of water or anything like that. You do not hear any like larger rushing water, and you don't hear any waterfall. It doesn't, like, you can't hear or see an end to this water, so it doesn't really give you any semblance of how long this cave system is. The water just seems to be flowing down it, and it's not like a rush. It's trickles. It's not gonna like sweep you away or anything like that.
Hey, Iola.
Yes, Ancient One.
Can you tell me more about the vile trickster? What's his name?
He does not have a name.
Oh, it's just vile trickster.
That is his name.
We have a
You know
different
that.
name for him.
Oh, that is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call him?
I say something in Celestial. The guy.
Jesus, I don't. That's a beautiful word. I've never heard anything quite like it.
Yep. So he's just around?
Yes.
What does he look like? Has he changed over the years? We haven't seen him in a long time.
He is this shadowy being, as you know. He's half. He has weird scales. I think you all call it fur up here in surface speak. He has half fur. He has horns. I don't know the word, but she does this.
Uh-huh.
Horns.
Like this? I open my journal. There's a sketch of Loreus. Does he look like this?
Like this.
Oh! He's under the water with you?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. That's good that he hasn't changed over the years.
He's not changed the way I look at him either.
Do you like him, or is he bad?
Oh, he is the vile trickster.
Mm-hmm.
He challenges us in his own way. All of the gods are good. They protect us. He is who sent me here. He knows that I need to come to save our people.
Okay. And it's your duty to do this because you're the crown princess.
Yes,
What are you supposed to give up?
I do not know. I was hoping you could tell me how this would work.
No, it's different for everyone.
As is the way of these things.
Uh-huh.
Nemea's like, my girlfriend's cooler.
Okay. Are you guys what is? I assume you guys are still sort of up at the cave mouth.
Yeah, Aeneas is gonna be like, these snips and threads were weird. I could see them, even like surprisingly clearly. Can I see anything in this cave? Can I see any threads or directions or like emanations or anything?
Make a perception check.
And if that doesn't work, he's got to back up. Wow.
It is subtle. And it's not like the thread or the snips or anything like that. And you're still caught off guard by seeing them so clearly that you almost don't even notice this at first. You can sort of see there's a gentle glow coming from sort of deeper in the cave. You can sort of begin to see this like just even glow, but it has a sort of a rhythm to it. Like it's not a steady glow. It has a little bit of pulsing to it. It's very faint. You can't see like a object associated with it. You just sort of see it as if it's like coming from around a curve. You can just see the light radiating off of it. You can't see anything else in this tunnel. So any of these crystals or anything that these other people have said anything about, you cannot see them. It's very normal in here other than that pulsing glow. Outside, once the snips vanished, it looks back to normal for you. You can't see anything or really any remnants of those creatures.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Aeneas is like, well, it's glowing down there. And he starts walking towards the glow.
Nemea's gonna like rush ahead of him and be like, wait, let me look first, and she'll kind of like clear the path. She's not gonna get
a race.
She's trying to prevent him from like blindly, forgive the pun, walking into.
It's all blind.
She's trying to stop him from like walking into any like unknown situation. So she's not getting too far ahead. She's kind of just like.
Are you doing so stealthily, or are you just walking in front?
I would say stealthily, and she like her goal is to like stop us if she like sees something like around the bend.
Okay.
You know.
So give me a stealth check, and then also give me a perception check.
Oh, love all of these things. A stealth check and a perception check. Sure, I'll re-roll that. I'll use an Arthur to re-roll. 13.
13.
What do my eyes perceive?
So you are out of your element, because normally you keep to the shadows and you're very good at like sort of hiding even when you're not supposed to be able to. There's no shadows in this cave, which is really throwing your groove off. And it because of that, you're so focused on trying to do that it takes you an embarrassingly long time to realize that something is wrong. We're talking like 2 minutes.
God. Oh God.
Because you are working your way down this cave, trying to hide, you're trying to look around, and
harder than usual.
Harder than usual. But you turn around to make sure everyone else is still good.
Fine.
And you like have to do a double take because you are like
Gonzo.
Still 20 feet from the cave entrance. Maybe not 20 feet. Maybe like 100 feet, 50, 100 feet. You can see them. They're still walking towards you.
Our distance hasn't increased. Like, I'm not like further away from them than I should be. We just are moving much slower than we should.
Mm-hmm. But like when you're taking steps, like you feel like you're, and like things are moving by you, but then you turn around and you're not that far from the entrance.
Elegy.
What? I'm providing Ancient One advice.
I know. Ancient One.
Yes,
Ancient
Nemea.
One. I throw 6 coins at you. Hey, let's have a little race. See who can win. Nemea runs ahead.
I told you it's not a race.
So Mia says, let's have a race, takes off down the cave.
I watch her.
Okay.
Anything weird?
She, like, runs and she like is moving. But like
I'm sweating. I feel like you see sweat pouring down.
it feels like she should be getting farther away, and like you're watching her move, and you're watching her get further away, but she's not getting further away.
You're slow today, Nemea.
I know. I stop. How long does it take for them to catch up to me?
They're not that too far behind you.
Okay.
You did gain maybe like a little bit of distance when you were running, but like they can catch up in like 20 seconds, 10 seconds. And again, you are not any further from the cave entrance.
Maybe
Elegy, look at that! Sophron!
Maybe I can do better as an ancient one. Are you ready, Nemea? Watch this.
Of course you can.
Run.
Run.
Slash fly.
Slash fly?
Yeah.
Essentially the same
Yeah.
phenomenon. You feel like you are flying through this cave, like in speed and in modality of movement. The crystals are going whizzing by you, like, and you're like trying to prove something to Nemea, maybe like you're going so fast, and like you're like, surely, like I can't even see them anymore. Like you can see the cave sort of turning, and you're like, I've gone probably around a loop and a half of this cave at this point, and you land and you stop and you turn around. They may be like 50 feet behind you, and you can still see the front of the cave.
Nemea is eating olives.
Not better.
It's not better.
Maybe you have to go in by yourself. Like, by yourself, backwards with your eyes closed.
Nemea's gonna throw 6 coins and then try to go.
Oh, okay. And where do you throw them?
Is there a place that looks like it would receive coins?
Not really. Like it's all very natural in this cave.
I'm gonna say, oh, ancient ones, a slightly less ancient one is here to see you. Please let us pass. And she's gonna throw the 6 coins, I guess, into like whatever deepest rivulet looks like it's there.
Make a religion check.
I would love to, with my extensive knowledge of religion. It's great. 17! That's better than I thought.
Put the coins in the water. They sort of like flow a little bit down, and then they sort of land in maybe one of those smaller puddles of water. And then you walk just normally. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try like a brief sprint.
Yeah. It has essentially the exact same result. The coins.
Sophron, what's happening? I have tried. I don't know. Things are different now.
I'm a poet, not a physicist.
Aeneas?
The hell is that?
I think it is when you write words down and they sound beautiful when spoken.
Not that one, the other one.
Well, I don't even know what y'all are doing. I don't understand.
Okay, you
Just
do
walk.
it, Aeneas. Walk forward.
Aeneas has been walking the whole time.
Aeneas, you've been walking this whole time. You don't have any other. It doesn't seem to change for you. They watch you walk forward, and again, it looks like you're moving further away. You're just not actually gaining any distance
The
from them.
glow's not closer.
No, the glow's always around a corner. Like it's just around the gentle curve of this tunnel, and so it's hard to gauge if you're like making progress on it. It's not noticeably getting stronger or anything like that. Hasn't changed really.
Yalla, what's your
Okay.
idea?
Who? Iola?
Iola. Yola.
I do not know, Ancient One. I was hoping for your guidance.
Sometimes you have to pass the test, and this is a test.
Have we tried one at a time?
I mean, kind of, because Nemea ran really fast.
Have we tried?
2 at a time?
Sometimes when something does not work, it's best to just start at the beginning, no?
Okay, do you want to try one at a time? You can go first.
No, I meant we could just leave the cave and come back in.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
I can't leave the cave.
Can't leave the cave. And
You
come
can
back in?
step
Why not?
out and then I'll pull you back in.
We'll step out and leave you in. How about that? Ooh.
Okay. So who's leaving the cave?
Nemea will leave.
I will also leave.
I
Perfect.
guess Sophron is taking Iola.
Okay. You guys, okay, turn around, start walking back up toward the cave mouth. A minute passes.
uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Okay, it's right there. You can see it. And you're walking toward it. It's just it's not
Elegy.
getting closer.
Sophron, I hate this.
Well, worst case scenario, we can use this new hat that we bought.
Oh, we are ready. Is it something? Oh, obviously this has to be magical.
I pull out my wand of detect magic and use it.
The whole island is magic.
That's not helpful, Nemea.
You know,
Well.
sometimes you have to state the obvious to kind of get the ideas going.
Like, have you used the wand of detect magic before?
Yeah.
What was the last thing you used it on?
I don't remember. A while ago.
Like just something mundane?
Yeah.
This island has the strongest divination magic. Like it almost blinds you physically when you activate this wand.
Okay, so Thylea is here. Is Thylea affected?
Like you have him fly and fly.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you watch him fly away, and he's like, and you see him, he's like looking over his shoulder at you, and he sticks out his tongue, and he flies even faster, and he just turns around, and you're still there, and you keep flying really far, and he's not making any progress at all.
It's okay. It's okay. You can come back, Thylea.
He like tries to fly really far in the other direction to get out of the cave, and he's just the same thing. He's like, I don't like this place.
I don't like it either.
What if we stay here forever?
We won't stay here forever. We can figure this out. And she's gonna huddle everybody together.
You guys huddle. Instinctively, someone leaves a spot for where Kyra would be in this huddle. Every time you huddle,
Yeah.
it's normally because Kyra, and then you just have to sadly fill that in with scooching a little closer together.
We Iola gets to
Oh,
kind of.
I was over stuff on
She's
shoulder,
like
so
over.
hanging
No, you
from
have to be
above.
Iola, it doesn't work. Okay, right there. All right. What do we know about the Fates? We know that
Nothing.
we know that they like to play tricks. Exhibit A, we are in a trick. We know that they are somehow clairvoyant, magical. This whole island is magic.
We know that they tried to kill us.
We know that they recently tried to kill us. Sophron, what is your sword doing?
I look at Titan's Bane.
Yeah.
Is it pulsing in the normal rhythm? Or
It is
slow?
pulsing in the normal 8-beat rhythm as it's always pulsed.
It's not jazzy, in fact.
It's not jazzy, in fact. It's just it's actually just the normal 4x4,
Twice.
but twice. And 2 of those are the red and the blue, as it has recently done. That's the only change, is that there's now blue when there used to just be red.
So it's not any slower being in here.
No.
Great.
What if we just walk with intent? I mean, I don't really want to see the fate. But if somebody
I
did,
think we have to.
why do we have to?
I mean, I don't know. I get each island. It feels like there have been things we had to do, and I feel like we have to confront them for some reason.
I do not think that we had to get worms.
You don't think we had to get worms? Elegy, I already apologize for.
I think worms are necessary.
I already told you that was a bad idea. So walk with intent, like with concentration, like almost like a battle.
Yes, like I'm going to see the fate.
Willpower. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
And then we all don't watch you.
Okay.
Okay. Nemea,
Sure.
describe that to me.
Nemea, she has a vivid imagination, so she's gonna just like hold in her mind like her image of what the fates are, which I think is like probably 3 ladies. And she's like going to see the fates, like gotta see the fate. And so she's gonna like imagine herself like maybe she's gonna do like, since each step isn't getting her anywhere, she's gonna imagine her steps are bigger, like she's got an extra long stride, and so that will like help her cover a normal amount of distance, accounting for like whatever weird resistance there is.
Okay. And everyone else has their eyes closed?
Yeah. I'm enforcing that.
I feel like it's Elegy, like with her eyes closed and her 2 hands over Sophron and Iola.
Okay. I pose this question to you. How long do you keep this up before you check to see if it's working?
I'm gonna roll a d6.
6 hours.
That's hours.
Yep.
60 days. Odyssey's over. Thylea's broken.
3.
3 what?
3. Logan,
Just
come on.
3.
3.
Okay, you wait 3 before you turn to see if
Yep.
this does work. And you turn, and everyone is further away. You can't even see that the exit or the entrance seems to be around the bend.
Okay. I continue on.
Okay.
I maybe I yell out like, I'm almost there. And I hope the echo like takes it further down.
Yeah, and you begin to see maybe the cave is opening up gently and slowly. The crystals are becoming more and more prominent. This even glow is still sort of throughout this whole cave, but it does seem like you're making progress now. And now you turn around and look, and you can't even see them anymore. They seem to be totally around the curve.
Great. I will continue on. It feels like this is the only thing that's working, and we gotta see it. We gotta see it through.
Perfect. You make it maybe around the bend. And now at this point, you can see the cave is going to open up into a cavern. Like, it seems as if the destination is before you. You turn around, you can't even see any of the light from the outside at this point. The whole cave is just so brightly illuminated that like any of the small light coming in from outside is totally washed out. You cannot see them at all. It seems like whatever you have done has resulted in you getting here.
Okay. Yeah, I will wait 3
Okay.
to see
You
if
wait 3
anybody
more.
follows.
The rest of you wait 6. And then you open your eyes. Nemea's gone. You did hear her yell. Whatever she yelled when she was after 3 had passed.
This is why you should always bring an ancient one.
Of course, Ancient One.
I
I'm
think we're
always saying
stuck
that.
with you, really.
That is such a gift.
Thank you.
Ayola, why don't you go next?
Okay, you and Sophron can go together and see if you can go in pairs, okay?
Of course,
Intent.
Ancient One. Okay, Sophron, what does that look like for you?
Means I carry Iola until a 4.
Yeah, no, but like, what's your intent process?
I'm gonna walk to find the fates. I
Okay.
just think I'm gonna walk and find the fates.
Okay.
Carry this fish to the fates.
Perfect. You do that? Do you have your eyes open or closed?
Whatever I was told to do.
I don't think it was specified.
I feel like it was. Sophron usually takes instruction pretty well, so
Mhm.
surely somebody said something. I think
Everyone
they were
up top closes their
It's
eyes when
closed,
someone
but I think
walks.
Nemea had them open,
Nemea did have them open.
so then I have mine open.
Okay. You're walking. You're walking. Do you check to see if it's working?
I go until 4.
You go until 4. After 3, you see Nemea.
Ah.
Does Nemea see me?
Yeah, Nemea, you see Sophron around the bend.
Like, gesture, close your eyes.
Okay, she closes her eyes. You walk up to her.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Rest of you, wait some time. Open your eyes. Those two are gone.
Okay, great, Aeneas. Now it's our turn.
I mean, sure, yeah.
You want to leave? I'll leave with you. We can go back
No,
to the
no.
boat.
Definitely want to go.
Okay, let's go. Intent.
Okay. What does your intent look like, Aeneas?
I mean, I think his intent is pretty much the same. I guess instead of thinking of following the glow, he's thinking about following the fates, finding them. He assumed they were related. Anyways.
Okay. Okay. And Elegy, what does it look like for you?
Elegy. I think Nemea also did this, but just pictures. She's gonna close her eyes, even though nobody did walk forward with their eyes closed, and picture making progress with the 3 women shadowy figures at the end.
Mhm. Does she want to get there?
Yes.
She does?
Yeah, she does, so that she can be there for the rest of the party.
Okay. With that, then, you wait 3 before you check your progress. And you don't even need to because you see the rest of the group waiting for you at the end of this tunnel as it sort of rounds the bend. Sophron quickly closes his eyes as he sees you. And then you will approach and you all reconvene down here at the end
Nemea,
of
where are
tunnel.
you?
She's muted.
Nemea, I can't hear
Can you
you.
hear
A
me?
voice in the
Can you
dark.
hear me? Open your ears, not your eyes. Yes, I'm here. Here. You can open your eyes now.
Okay.
It's like super bright.
Yeah, it's very bright down here. Not like, it's like normal daytime bright down here, which is odd because you're very far underground. And it's not sunny outside. The path continues for just a little bit. You can see the end of it. It sort of slopes up. There's a dip at the very end, and so the last maybe 20 feet or so is more upward than down, and you can again see it opens up into this vast chamber. You're sort of at the bottom of the dip, so you can sort of see up toward the roof, and you just see so many of these crystals.
Elegy, I don't know if I can look at crystals from the ceiling the same way.
Okay.
Sophron, you don't remember that, but it was a bad time.
At least these are not green.
Green
Is that
crystals.
the crystals you're talking about? Maybe
Yes.
not. Okay.
I don't
good.
even remember what crystal you're talking about. Okay. Are you guys going into the chamber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, this chamber is like I said, very vast. And as you're walking in, there's a lot for your eyes to take in. And it takes a moment to understand exactly why it feels odd. But like sort of quickly you identify these like large arching stone, or these stone arches sort of evenly spaced throughout this chamber. And you're like, that's odd. And then you look over at it again and you realize they're like, it looks like ribs, like, and it looks like you're inside of a large rib cage. And once you make that connection, you look and you do see these giant bones sort of forming the scaffolding of this room. Crystals here cover a lot of the surfaces, and it's just like evenly lit. It's less blinding now that there's more room for the light to sort of disperse. But it's just total white. Like there's no shadows or anything like that. There's no color. The stone is black. The light is white. At the center of this chamber, sort of really the only object in the chamber, is this large, like, crystal object, but it doesn't look like the other crystals. It looks more like an actual object. And you see it and you're like, ah, yes, that looks like a heart, like an anatomic heart. And it is a very vast or very large structure. Aeneas, you can see this, and you see that sort of pulsing glow that you saw from the top of the cave seems to be coming from this object. And sort of the pulsing is this crystal heart beating. Toward the top, where there are these vessels that are sort of cut off, is something odd is happening. You see just like an unfathomable number of ethereal threads, sort of 5 feet or so from the heart. They are not there, and then they quickly gain substance as they descend into this thing, and they're constantly flowing, like just dipping into there. And then the reverse is happening on the other side, and the threads emerge as a like solid object, disperse, and quickly vanish into like ethereal nothingness. And this is happening just constantly. The heart is very slowly, rhythmically beating, and the threads are just dipping in and out, in and out, in and out. Around this structure, like that occupies quite a bit of your attention at first. And then you notice there are these shapes around it. They are these statues. They're smooth stone. Some of you maybe recognize them as like sphinxes, like that type of statue. And they don't seem to be carved from any material you've ever seen. They're not the black rock of the chamber. They're more of like a sandstone type colored. Their wings are not stone, though. They are these like starry, ethereal like wings, but they're not stone. There are 3 of them. The first one has very pale blue. The second one has a more rich blue, and the last one has a very deep blue of like dusk, of a dusk sky. Littered throughout them are just like stars twinkling in the wings. The wings sort of are stationary. They look like they're almost part of these statues. You all notice this. Actually, no. Nemea, all of you make a perception check.
We're just perceiving so much.
Oh my god, you guys are very perceptive.
Does this happen to be enhanced by my sense of smell?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh. Why
That
do you have
sandstone
advantage on
smells great.
perception?
Sentinel shield.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
That
You
sees for
all,
me.
you all experience this phenomenon. You take all 3 of these statues, and then maybe like you try to focus on the light blue winged one, and like your eyes just drift to the next and to the next, and before you know it, you're looking at the dark wings, and then you blink and maybe you're looking back at the light wings. You can focus on one of them if you really try, but your eyes are just naturally gliding through, looking at all 3 of them in a pattern. And you're taking all this in pretty quickly, and then you notice that the statues, one of them like shifts slightly, and you realize that these are not statues. They are indeed creatures. So let's get to a new. Okay. You arrive. You see these creatures. I have a nice picture for you. And they seem to be, they're all sort of facing each other. And one of them shifted slightly. You realize that they're creatures. And then they just continue a conversation as if you guys had not even arrived, or had not even barged into this little chamber that they're in. One of them, the white, or the lightest winged one, goes, "He arrives, yes? You feel it, yes?" And it sort of shifts its head and looks over at you, Aeneas, and it says, "The island, it resists you, I note. The weave encountered a source of great disturbance. I note, I find this interesting. I have been waiting to examine you up close, yes? You look much more ordinary than the disruption you generate, I note. This is always the way of significant things." And then the sort of rich blue-winged one sort of peeks out from behind the heart in the center. It says, "Before we discuss the purpose of your visit, the cure for your doom, and before we present our offers, I wish to speak of the accounting. You may wish to disagree with portions of it. You may do so after I have finished. Observe, interruption generates precision, or degrades precision. Is this understood?"
Nemea elbows Aeneas.
I think Aeneas is enamored. I mean, can
you
he
can
see the sphinxes?
You can see the sphinxes in perfect quality. Like, you've seen things before, and I've said that before. You can see these like down to like the finest details, as if you have like a billion vision.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. I think that's
20
actually
of a
really
billion.
bad.
He's
I think you
already
have
got
a billion
that bad.
20 vision. I think that's the good one.
I think he's just sort of like, I guess, awestruck, and he sort of just like speaks like, "What are you?"
For what are you? The light blue-winged one speaks up and says, "I am Arachne, yes?" And then the middle blue one goes, "I am Melite." The dark blue one has not spoken. It has just been staring at you all. And Melite, the middle one, again says, "Is this understood? We must do the accounting."
Nemea elbows Aeneas again. Aeneas! Do you understand?
What accounting? There's nothing to account for.
I disagree.
Right. Well, what? Fine. Do your accounting. Aeneas just walks over to the heart and touches it.
Yeah, touch the heart. It is warm. You can feel its steady beat, but it feels like warm stone. But you feel it shifting, so it's a little odd because normally stone does not shift. But you feel it. Before I launch into her accounting, is there anything you would like to do?
No.
Yeah, perfect. Melite does not seem perturbed by your initial refusal to accept it. She just takes it all in turn, and she says, "Observe, you have been alive for 21 years, 4 months, 17 days, 9 hours, 42 minutes, and at this precise moment, 2 seconds. In another form, 667,351,322 seconds of existence. This is the accounting. I have been watching every one of them. Observe. In those seconds, you have severed 474 primary fate threads. 412 died early. 16 lived longer than intended. In circumstances so diminished, additional years registered as a net negative. The remaining 46 carry fates not made for them. 8,671 secondary alterations follow from this. Cascades. Persons touched by those 474, their threads shifting in response. I have tracked the cascades to the 7th degree. The number at 7 degrees is 81,356,390. This is the external accounting. I can detail them if you wish.
No. Also,
There is a second accounting. Observe. For every second of your existence, the weave has been absorbing the distortion you generate. Observe the loom, and she gestures to the object you still have your hand resting on, has processed millennia, the death and birth of gods, but it was not made to manage a continuous, unceasing source of disruption without mechanism for release. Every thread you gather, every thread you sever deposits tension into the weave. Every cascade extends that tension further outward. The weave has been stretched around the shape of you. The threads nearest to you approach the threshold at which they become brittle. This is the accounting.
right. Well, and whose fault is that?
That is none of us here, or you, or any of your friends. It is the Titaness Lutheria who meddles with your fate. I understand you wish this curse lifted. Observe, the curse is not a lock on a door. It is a structural element, the thing around which 667 million seconds of accumulated tension have been organized. When it is removed, the tension releases all at once, seeking the path of least resistance back toward equilibrium. Observe, you are the path of least resistance. Observe, no mortal thing survives that. This is the accounting of what lifting means.
So you just
Right
look at the
before
weave.
you, like right when you're about to start speaking again, Melite immediately continues and she says, "There is a remedy. Observe, the loom can weave you a cloak, a garment made of the tension itself, but restructured. It will require materials the loom does not currently hold. 6 things. 3 are here, and we can give them. 3 sources are not. Observe, your path takes you through them regardless. This is already woven. We will speak of this after the bargaining." And then they sort of, all 3 of them begin to sort of shift and move around so that they're not like on the other side of the loom. And it's not predatory, but like you feel very small. And it's just like 3 lions were like looking at you very closely. Arachne sits to one side, Melite in the middle, and then the unnamed third one again is at the end, and through this whole time your eyes are still sort of cycling through all of them. Melite continues, "My sisters and I have 3 things to offer you. This is the accounting. We do not agree on the best answer. Observe, we find this interesting rather than problematic. It suggests the answer is generally not obvious, which means it is generally interesting."
I'm glad my suffering is interesting to you.
So they've shifted. There seems to be a lull in the monologuing. If you would, if anyone else would like to do anything, again, you see the same thing. The 3 creatures speaking to Aeneas, and then they sort of shift and are now sort of positioned around him, in like a semicircle.
Mm. I mean, Aeneas is... I think he's sort of like... He's sort of interested in this heart more than them.
Mhm.
at the moment. He's sort of like, it seems like the loom does all the work. Why the hell are y'all here?
Arachne, the light-winged one, the one sort of closest to the loom at this point, says, "It is a fascinating construct, yes? I note it is quite old, and it does an immense amount of work. We interpret the threads, yes? It cannot interpret on its own. It is not sentient, I note."
Seems like it was sentient at one point.
Indeed. I note the past is not now. I will offer the first bargain when you are ready. Please take your time.
Aeneas just sort of sits down. It's like, all right, let's get on with it.
Arachne, the light blue one, gets up from the semicircle and sort of begins to slowly circle you. Again, not in a predatory way, but it makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Her tail is sort of playfully wagging, if you will. And she circles you one full time before she begins to speak to you. She says, "I have been watching your disruptions your entire life, yes? I note the cascades you generate, the ripples, the second and tertiary alterations. They are not random. There is a pattern, yes? Your doom does not fall evenly, yes? It falls along the lines of what matters. The threads you sever are rarely inconsequential. I have spent a considerable time verifying this, yes?"
How would I know?
It is your experience, yes?
They are all of consequence to me.
I find this significant. Lutheria gave you a curse shaped like a specific kind of power. The power to gather a thread and to cut what holds things together. I note, she neglected to give you the ability to choose where it falls. She circles you. She pauses and then sort of circles you again, one unhurried time. And then this time she stops right in front of you. And she looks you right in the face. "What I am proposing, we bind the doom to your will, yes? We remove it, or we do not remove it. We cannot remove it, not until the sky is whole again, and that is a different matter, yes? We reshape the relationship to your consciousness. At the present, you are a source, passive, emanating, yes? What I propose, we make you an instrument instead. You would feel the threads around you, their weight, their direction, their significance, and you would choose consciously and deliberately where the doom falls, yes? I note, you cannot stop it from falling. The doom has a quantity, a pressure, a frequency. It must be released or it compounds. Suppress it entirely and it overflows. The overflow is considerably worse, yes? You will always have to have it land somewhere. I note, I am describing making you into a weapon and handing you to yourself. But consider what you have been living. A weapon that swings in all directions, yes? I note you have spent your life avoiding closeness because closeness increases probability of harm. With this, proximity is no longer a variable. The choice is the variable, yes?
Nemea's like, sounds pretty good.
Some find that worse. The loss of accident. The loss of, I did not choose this. But I have been watching you longer than you have been watching yourself. And I think, given the choice between helplessness and terrible responsibility, you would choose terrible responsibility, yes? I think you made that choice the moment you began walking toward this island, yes? I note, I find this option the most intellectually interesting to observe. I do not pretend that is absent from my recommendation. I offer this because you would be extraordinarily interesting to watch. And with
once
that,
again,
she
reduced
leaves
to
and she goes
entertainment.
and sits back down in the semicircle.
I press the button. Next.
This time, the middle one meditates, stands up. She says, "Observe. I want to begin by being honest with you about the nature of what I am proposing, because it is easy to misunderstand, and I will not have you choose without understanding it correctly. I am not proposing your death. I am not proposing any reduction in your capacity to act, to think, to love, to fight, to make choice. You would exist in every way that matters to your own subjective experience. This is the accounting. What I am proposing is removal of your presence in the pattern. Observe. The weave does not track everything. It tracks what is fated, what is woven, what is intended, what is part of the design. I am proposing that we cut the threads that connect you to the weave. Once removed, you cannot be seen by the weave. You do not appear in prophecy. Oracles cannot find you. The loom does not track your movements or register your very existence. This is the accounting. And because the curse's mechanism depends on your presence in the pattern, removing you from the pattern removes you from the mechanism. The curse does not end. Observe, you must understand this. The tension already deposited in the weave will remain. The degree of tension continuously deposited will be unchanged. However, without your presence to serve as an attractor, the tension will be distributed across the weave. No single life will bear what you have borne, but the world will be fractionally and persistently worse off. I am telling you this because I have not chosen a solution, or I will not have you choose a solution under the impression that the problem ceases to exist. She's still circling you, and then she sort of sits and she's staring right in your face, just as Arachne did before prior. Observe, the people closest to you will be most affected. The curse will sense the residue of your presence upon them. The cost to you, I will now describe it precisely, because the cost is the kind of thing that sounds acceptable in the abstract, but becomes hotter or heavier over time. This erasure cannot be undone. Hear this and hear it again. I want you to hear that sentence as something without exception or clause, because it has none. Not by us, not by any god in Thylea or outside of it, but not by the restoration of the star. Even the dead remain in the weave. You would not. We would remove you cleanly and entirely. This is the accounting. Your name will fade from the knowledge of those who knew you at a distance. Written records will lose their accuracy. Great events of your age will occur around you through your actions because of your choices, and will be remembered without you in them. The people bound to you by deep and active love will retain their memories for a time. However, even these memories will grow imprecise at the edges and eventually slip away. Observe, it will take work to hold you clearly in a way that remembering other people does not. The connection you share to the night sky, a connection that relies upon a shared fate, will be gone. You will be hidden from them and they from you. This is the accounting. And when the star returns to the sky and the accumulated tension releases, the world will become whole again, except you. You will stand in a restored world and remain invisible to it. Observe, the pattern will be healed and you will not be part of it. I offer you this because it solves the problem for you cleanly, and I prefer clean solutions. This is the accounting. And she stands up and she goes back to the semicircle.
Have you cut anyone from the weave before?
We have not. They all say at once.
So you don't really know.
We do.
They all spoke? All three
Yeah.
of them?
Correct.
Hmm.
What happens if he doesn't do anything and he remains cursed?
Arachne, the first one, says, that is his choice, and a valid one at that, I note. If he chooses to remain if he chooses to remain with the curse unchanged, that is an option. But the curse would remain and would be unchanged, I note. This
Why
we
is it
offer
bad
is
to
a
change
respite.
the pattern?
What do you mean? Like when they're talking
I
about
guess-
the tension?
Yeah, I guess they are establishing that that Aeneas is changing
Mm-hmm.
the weave in a unexpected way, and like, why is that bad? Like, it changes a part of life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it degrading thing? Like, what is it doing that is like different than like normal?
Arachne goes,
Or they are trying to predetermine things. Like, that's kind of like, are they
Arachne
trying
goes,
to control?
I note the deposition of tension has a significant effect upon the psyche of Aeneas, yes? You experience it as people dying and horrible things happening around you, yes? That is the tension made manifest. One and the same, I note. We care more, Melite says. She says, observe, I care more for the alterations to the threads than I do to any one existence of any one mortal. But I note that is not the same for you. Does that answer your question? Or would you like to ask a follow-up?
Yeah, I guess the follow-up question would be like, I guess, yeah, like, why would Lutheria, why would Lutheria do this? How can she affect fate to such a degree? Has she done it
Arachne again
before?
goes, she is a titan, a primordial being of Thylea, entwined with the very fabric of the world. She possesses immense power over the threads of fate. She has done this one other time. I note I will elaborate in the future. With that, the third one's tail twitches slightly. Maybe Sophron, I feel like you asked a question about the third one speaking. I feel like you've been watching that one. You noticed that. Like when Arachne says, I will note this in the future. That's like sort of the first display of emotion that the third one has given off.
Yeah, Aeneas looks at the third one and he says, is there a third option?
Yes, the third one stands up and she says, she circles you. This one feels distinctly more predatory. Like the other one, like Arachne almost felt a little playful. Melite felt like she was just going through the motions. This one feels like you are a small mouse next to a very large lion. And eventually, after circling you maybe 2 or 3 times, the third one goes, if my sisters offer transformation, Arachne would have you or make you something intentional. Melite would make you something absent. Then both require that you cease to be the thing you currently are. I do not offer transformation. I offer transfer. Understand this. The curse is not a mark. It cannot be lifted, and so. It was structured into you before your first breath by a working of considerable depth. Then it will remain structured into you until the star is restored. This is not a thing we undo, and so. What can be done is this. If your fate is made significantly rigid, sufficiently dense, then the curse will find no purchase on you. It will reflect, and so. But it will not dissipate. It must land somewhere. Then the doom will reach out, and it will latch. And here is the precise thing you must understand. The curse knows you. It was built for you. If it lands on someone who is not you, it would know that also, and so. The recipient would be both the origin of the curse and simultaneously its greatest target. If you ask what existence that would be, then it would be protected. It would be a sensation of being the source of something that is also destroying you, and the ability to be free of either for the role, or be free of either role. For however long the threads hold, and so. If you were to ask where it would land, then I could not guarantee a destination. The doom may land on a thread you are most deeply entangled with. If I were to guess, then it would land on your brother, and so. I tell you this not to dissuade you. The calculation resolves. One thread bearing a defined and concentrated anguish against an undetermined number of threads bearing unpredictable disruption across an indeterminate future. The calculation is not obviously wrong. If I have watched through enough endings, then I say this with accuracy, and so. I offer this, and she's now standing in front of you. He says, I offer this because it would be an end for you. The suffering would be considerable, but the suffering that terminates is, by definition, finite, and finite things are, by definition, resolved.
You mean the suffering of the person who receives the mark?
She nods. she stands up and she goes back and she rejoins the semicircle of the three facing you. Arachne then speaks up and she says, "We have offered you a bargain. I note, this is interesting. We have not done this before. 3 options, 3 choices. Or I guess 3 options, 3 choices. Or you could say no to all of them. All 4 choices are interesting, but mine, I will remember, or I will note, is the most interesting, academically."
Nemea's like,
Are you a scholar?
she's like, why do you offer bargains? What are you doing here?
Maybe the third one, the one that has not spoken much, looks over at you and says, "Your time will come shortly. Right now, we bargain with one at a time."
Nemea rolls her eyes.
This
And
is
pipes
actually a union, and we do collective bargaining.
Be that as it may, the choice is yours.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
will wait. Take your time if needed.
I think we should wait 3.
3's the magic number. Arachne, what are the specifics of this bargain?
Out of character. The mechanics, of Arachne's bargain is I would tell you at the beginning of every long rest, a number of creatures that you must be responsible personally and in close proximity to killing. If you do not meet that number, then at the next long rest, everyone next to you, so your party, will have reduced health that cannot be healed until the next long rest. Melita's option. If you sort of disperse the fate, then for the rest of the campaign, until the curse is lifted, we treat all rolls that you guys make of a 19 as a 1.
Wow. Really selling that one.
And the third option doesn't really have a mechanical effect, but it would do as she described, of taking all of your doom and putting it onto Orion and
It's
having
not
an
my brother, so I don't
excruciating
know what
and
you're talking about.
terrible existence until he inevitably dies.
So we can confirm he is alive.
You
And
can
he-
infer that from what they have said.
His existence could get worse, so it's not as bad as
So he's actually doing
Pulling
well.
any information out of this encounter.
Ripping information out of them. By tooth and nail.
Like I said, you can confer with them. You're not like locked into the circle. You can get up and walk around if you want to talk to them or have their input. You're not like in the hot seat.
I mean, I am in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I don't think he really wants anybody else's opinion.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he doesn't want any of his companions' opinion. Does Thylea?
Oh, okay. What does that look like?
Oh, also he has a question. No, does he? Or did we already answer it? Yeah, I mean, he's curious. He asked them. He's like, if Lutheria is the creator of this, and I'm the focal point, why is she not affected by it? Why is it my burden to be responsible for all of this when she's the one who made it all happen? If you're just
Arachne.
watchers and not menders and not caretakers of the weave, why are you not taking it up with her?
They say, the tension in the weave, Arachne says. The tension in the weave is interesting, yes? It is an alteration, a disruption. I find this interesting. Lutheria has given you this curse, and she bears the primary responsibility for it, I note. However, we offer you now a remedy, a temporary alleviation of the curse until you lift it by restoring the star to the sky. Yes?
I don't even know what that means. What star?
The third one, Kittisus, says, if you ask that, then we speak of it later. And she just ends that sentence, and the other two don't speak of it anymore.
So you withhold information to make my choice less wise.
Observe, it is an unspoiled choice. This is yours to make before you have any more information. We do not wish to contaminate your choice.
Every choice is contaminated. You feign some sort of rational process, but you are just as biased in your own interest.
Would you like time to think about it? We could take a short break. You know
Sure,
what? We'll do
let's
that.
take a short
We'll take a
break.
short break, and then we'll resume with Aeneas on the hot seat. And then he'll make his choice, or he won't. And we'll just sit here for the rest of the campaign, because they don't
We'll
seem like
just-
they are rushed in any way.
We'll just stare at him.
Everyone will stare at him. Okay, we'll be back.
Everyone
any
else-
minute. And we are back. Our loading screen this week, we are going to have an excerpt from Draco Naturalithica. This is On the Quickening of Dragon Eggs by Dorian Nordhagen. The third nest, open parentheses, bronze, close parentheses. The third nest crowns the cliff and calls the storm. 12 hours beneath the sky's unblinking gaze, or one heartbeat struck by the storm's own hand. Bronze dragons are born of sea spray and thunder. Rest their egg beneath the open sky for half each day, letting the wind and light shape it. If the heavens are hidden, call lightning with your own hand. A single touch of crackling current will suffice.
Well, if we ever find one of those.
This is just for fun. Not all of this information is useful. Okay.
Not all this. Ain't that the story of my life?
Okay, we are back. So, Aeneas, you're still in the hot seat. The fates surround you. They have each in turn presented you with an offer, a remedy, temporary, to alleviate some of the burden of your curse, make the rest of your Odyssey a little more bearable. You could select one of them. You could select none of them, but you could only ever select one. 2, not an option. 3, off the table. 0, acceptable. 1, all right.
You just said a bunch of numbers and I stopped listening.
This is the accounting, Sean.
They're just
We've lost him.
glorified Excel pushers. Excel maxing sphinxes, and you know what? I refuse. I refuse to excel. Okay. Aeneas will stand up. I think he sort of had his back to the heart. Turn again to the heart, which he can see, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can he see the threads
Not-
going into the heart?
You can see the thread better than you can see the heart. The heart is a little bit blurry.
Because of the threads or because
No.
of eyes?
Just because of eyes.
He wants to reach a hand out to the threads.
Touch the threads.
Touch the.
Roll a d6 and then an Arcana check. You put your hand through the threads. They don't really offer any resistance. They don't appear to be like physical. It's like, it's like really thick fog. Like you can feel the barest amount of resistance, but your hand goes through them. It doesn't seem like you're disrupting them at all. They seem to be flowing through your hand. You're not like dissipating them at all. As your hand passes through, you get like brief, like imperceptible flashes of an experience, like of just like countless people, and it's all sort of overlaying in your mind at once as your hand passes through. So it's a little bit disorienting, but you like put your hand through a couple of times, and like maybe you try and really focus on one of them, and you can like you get the briefest glimpse of like a single like mundane experience that somebody is having. Like I don't know, maybe they're making breakfast. Like it just seems to be a normal thing. It doesn't seem to be significant, impactful, like a huge life-changing event, but you are able to, like, if you really try, briefly experience that, and then it immediately fades as the thread goes rushing by.
Okay, yeah. Aeneas sort of like touches the heart, and he's like, "Was this here before you?"
Arachne will go, "It was. We found it. Yes?"
You found it. And will it be here after you?
The third one, says, "If you ask that question, then I tell you it makes no sense. The very premise of your question is meaningless."
Who is weaving the fates? You or the heart? Or something else entirely?
Military, the middle one goes, "Observe. Fates are woven. Fates are as they are. The loom weaves them into a pattern. We interpret the pattern. We, amongst all on Thylea, are capable of this."
So you are just interpreters of something greater than yourself.
Arachne goes, "Our close proximity to the loom has given us power, yes? We can both interpret and alter slightly, as with our bargains with you, as when mortals come to us, yes?"
Yes. Well, you give me 3 choices. He turns to Catesis,
The third one?
the third one. He says, "I will not shirk my responsibility. Thrust this fate on someone else.
Her tail,
That
Whips
choice is
a little bit.
intolerable."
but she doesn't like frown or nod or really give any other give that you even addressed her.
Then he turns to
Arachne cocks her head.
"I will not become a god of death, choosing who lives, who dies. No one can be trusted with that power. Much less me.
She nods.
And he sort of turns. Then he looked at the other two. He turns away from Melite,
Mhm.
looking at the heart. He sort of like, and I'm too weak to choose obscurity and nothingness in this world, and to diffuse my duty among those around. I will bear this burden. He's sort of got both hands on the heart. I will bear this burden, this fate, this twisting of the knife, the weave. I will bear it as Thylea has granted me and allowed me to bear it. Through her, I will find the solution.
You put both hands on the heart,
Yes.
and you feel the threads, even though you're not touching them, and you're not focusing on any one in particular. But you've said this. You've denied these creatures behind you that would have you sort of altering this doom. This is yours to bear. You know that, and now you've addressed it. And as you let that set on you, you feel more in tune. Like you begin to see small threads, not associated with the heart, just scattered about, sort of fleeting. You'll see them like faint in and out, almost like floaters. As you come to this realization, maybe you realize you've been able to see those your whole life. You've just tuned them out, and now they're in your consciousness. We'll continue. I'll tell you your reward at the end.
See, I've got him my monologue moment.
Yeah. Monologue.
Nice. If the disruption of the weave, if I am the stressor, then I am just as much part of this weave in the harm that I cause as the good I can. My fate must include this dude. So I will not let it be taken from me. And I will learn the ways of the weave in order to handle it.
Your reward. Well, I will drop this bombshell on you, and then we'll work out the details in a little bit. But essentially, you get 3 levels of Warlock of the Fates.
3 levels.
We'll work that out later. Okay, but
Oh
you
my
say that with finality. You deny them all. You decline to bargain, and you instead continue your fate as your own, unadulterated, unspoiled by a choice presented to you. The 3 sort of nod, and they stand up and they say, sort of all at once, "It is done." And then they don't address you anymore, and they instead turn to face the rest of the group, and they say, maybe Arachne says, "I note others among you wish to bargain, yes? Please, step forward. Let us observe."
Nemea walks forward.
Hot seat, Nemea.
Hot seat Nemea. But first she's like, "I have been here before, yes?"
Yeah. Melite, maybe will answer. And she says, "Yes, observe. Once before, Yasena Ventrax stood before us and asked how the mortals of Thylea might survive. This is the accounting. She was told to die before death claimed her, to surrender remembrance before memory faded, and to relinquish the sky she loved." Maybe Arachne will chime in. She says, "And now, I note Yasena Ventrak returns to us wearing another face. I note the threads once bound together often continue to mirror one another long after they have been torn apart. This is curious to me.
I'm a good experiment, yes?
I note you are very interesting.
Nemea, she's gonna basically, one thing she wants to, she's gonna be like, am I the same person as Yasena? Like, is my fate the same as a Yasena? Like, am I the same thread, or am I like a new thread?
He says, will answer your question. He says, if you ask if you are Yasena, then the answer is no.
Great, cool. Perfect. Since I am not Yasena and Yasena has died, I want to know about her dragon and his fate. Since I know dragon and dragon riders, like, fates are tied together.
Yeah. Maybe Melite will say, he lives. This is the accounting. His fate is undetermined.
Great. Okay. I'm getting a lot from these three. They came with offers for one, but for the other, nothing.
Oh, you haven't asked yet.
Well, so what can be done to save him? He lives.
Yeah.
Is he?
Arachne will say,
She's like,
yeah.
Is he well? Is he alive? Is he free? Is he cursed? How does he live? How does he live is really kind of also the question.
Like presently, or like how can I ensure that?
As in, it's weird that he's still alive if I'm technically not Yasena anymore.
Thesis will say, if you ask about this irregularity, then I will note your bond has been severed.
Correct. And then I guess, yeah, like how, like what can either, how can I ensure his well-being? I guess is the overarching question.
Perfect. Arachne will say, if you ask how he may be saved, yes? When you stand before him next, he will ask you to assent. He will believe his desire righteous. He will speak as though restoration and salvation are equivalent. And Kittisis chimes in. She says, they are not. If devotion becomes hunger, and hunger becomes need, then need will consume the thing that once inspired devotion, and so. If you kneel, he is lost. If you obey, he is lost. If you restore what was surrendered, he is lost. We speak this to you, and then they all chime in at once. To again attain what you desire, you must decry him, that is to serve him. You must deny him, that is to heal him. You must defy him, that is to serve him. And then Melite drops a small trinket into the ground in front of you, and it rolls over to your foot. You look down, there's a small ring.
Is this gift freely given?
All three together. It is.
Okay, pick it up.
Perfect. It is a ring, sort of in the shape of like a coiled dragon. And it is a ring of lightning resistance.
Love that. For me. Okay, I mean, that's, I mean, no further questions, Your Graces.
She says.
Don't respect them like that.
Arachne then says, I note one more amongst you wishes to bargain, yes? And then Kai will step forward. And since he is not here, we will create a small time point and we will flash back to this in the future for Kai to bargain. And then after that is complete, they go, no more bargaining. And so.
Well,
And then.
isn't Iola here?
Oh, shit. And then they go, one more amongst you would like to bargain. And Sophron, you sort of shuffle eye oil and put her up in the hot seat.
We're doing
And-
like a ventriloquist puppet.
Yeah. And Iola goes, "Oh, ancient fates, I come to you asking, my people, they are in so much suffering. The enemy grows so strong, and we cannot survive much longer. How can I ensure the salvation of my people?" And then Melite goes, "Observe, your city is dying from the voice below and the voices within. Your city is in chains until the imprisoned are cast off." Arachne then says, "You seek salvation as though it were a weapon, yes? You have come here carrying the words of another. How can you wield a weapon against an enemy yet unknown?" And Ketisis goes, "If the highest blood joins the lowest blood, then the old laws break. If the old laws break, then the gates open. If the gates open, then the kingdom may yet survive, and so." And then all three together at once go, "We speak this to you, to attain what you desire. Bind your hand to the one your people would not look upon. Open the gate your gods have sealed in their own name. Trust the strangers. Tradition would turn away." And then Melite drops a small key in front of her, and she, "I do not understand," but she grabs the key and she says, "I will ponder this." And she takes the key and she retreats from the fates. And then they go, "No more bargaining."
No soup for you.
We're closed. We're closed.
But Kai will have the option to bargain. This is a Melite sort of go back around to the loom. Are you still at the loom, Aeneas?
No, I think after all that, he's sort of slumped against a wall somewhere.
Perfect. You look up and Arachne is staring you in the face 6 inches from your face. She goes, we told you at the beginning of bargaining that we would give you this, the path forward, to lift your doom, regardless of your choice, yes?
Yeah.
Your curse cannot be lifted by bargain or will or the work of any hand presently in this world. It was placed upon you before you were you. It will only be removed by something that precedes such placing, yes?
Sure.
Melite then chimes in from sort of the loom. She's participating from afar. She goes, observe, what precedes the placing is the gap in the sky. 21 years ago, something was removed from the constellation of the twins, the star called illumination. This is not a metaphor. It is a real thing, imprisoned in a real place. The star has a name. Her name is Fosara. Ketisis then chimes in. She says, until Fosara is returned to the sky, until the constellation of the twins is whole, the curse cannot be lifted. However, if the sky is repaired, then the curse has no mechanism to sustain itself. The accumulated tension releases, the backlash comes, the cloak holds you through it. And then together all three of them say, this is the path, the star called Fosara, imprisoned in a tower by the one who took her. Restore illumination. That is what we have to give you to lift your doom.
Yeah, but I have to have
And
a cloak.
right before you talk, Melite interrupts you in that really annoying way that she does. She says, if you are asking whether illumination has a counterpart, whether resonance is also distressed, also suffering, also alone in the dark without the star she was made to balance, then we have not been asked that question, and we would not answer that question. We have not been asked. And then she says, but you may consider asking it.
Nemea elbows.
I'm tempted out of spite to not ask, but I feel like that is probably the wrong choice. So, yeah, what's up with the other star? Or the lack of a star?
Ketisis says, resonance is lonely. Her name is Femi. And she says it with a finality that you have come to learn is all that you are going to get out of her.
Okay, great. Don't I need a cloak, not die or whatever?
Arachne says, the cloak, yes. As Melite has explained, without it, the release will kill you. An undesirable outcome, yes?
Yeah.
We can weave it on this loom. We have woven stranger things. But the loom requires specific materials. 6 in total. We possess 3. And those others are not here, yes? They must be gathered. 3 sources, yes?
Yeah.
First, you will seek out a witch with no name who tends a garden that is not a garden, and a tower that is unmoving but in many places. She keeps things that grow in soil but not in time. From her, you will need a cutting that has no roots, or that has roots in one place and only one place. Then Melite continues seamlessly from across the other room. The second, you will seek out a tender of the forge of things that have already occurred. He holds the record of what has been. From him, you will need a thread drawn from the moment of your birth. The exact second, which I can give you to you, so you may describe it to him precisely. He does not give things freely. He is well, and he's lost in mind and body. His name is Mezion. Then Ketisis chimes in
Nemea is like
last.
scribbling furiously, looking over at Elegy.
Ketisis says, the third, you will seek out a smith which shapes things not yet come to pass. She holds the forms of futures, the unresolved states of things not yet determined. From her, you will need a tear, her solidified grief. Once she has no longer use for it, she will be glad to be rid of it. Her name is Kyriakos. And then Arachne, right in front of you, says, when you have all three, return here, yes?
Sure. Those sound easy to procure. Okay, well. No bargains. Many things to find. I think it's time we left.
The three have sort of returned to sort of not circling the loom, but like positioned around it.
All right. It's the only passage is the passage we came through to get out.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Right before you begin to say something, Aeneas, like Melite has interrupted you as you're about to speak. This is like right before when you're processing, am I about to speak? Arachne goes, this is outside the scope of what is promised, yes? This is not within the agreed upon terms of this encounter. It is simply two things I have noticed in the course of my work. And Ketisis says, it is outside the agreement, yes? Or no, she says, if it is outside the agreement, then you shall not speak it. And Arachne goes, I note, I will. And then she proceeds to say so anyway. The first thing, Phosara, the star illumination. You have known now for some minutes that she is imprisoned. That she is the root of your blindness and the root of your curse. I want to tell you something about the nature of her imprisonment. Stars do not experience time the way mortals do, yes? You understand this in the abstract, yes? What a star experiences in captivity. What a star experiences in captivity is the particular suffering of a thing that does not age, being made to wait. I note I do not have the precise vocabulary to explain this. What I can tell you is that Phosara's suffering has been less than it should have been. Less than the circumstances of her imprisonment would suggest. I found this anomalous, yes? And so I looked for the reason, and the reason is you, or more exactly, the reason is your blindness.
Okay.
I note, your blindness is not simply an absence, it is a redirection. The sight that should have been yours has not been destroyed. It has been going somewhere. Every vision you did not have, every image your eyes did not receive, every face you did not see, every color and every light and every landscape, it has been traveling to her. Yes? Phosara has been seeing through your missing sight from the top of a tower that she cannot leave for your entire existence, yes?
I guess. It's news
Yes.
to me.
She has seen everything you would have seen. She has experienced your life. Not as you have experienced it with your interiority, with your understanding, but with the raw visual of it. The starlight you perceive through the world, yes? That is her, a particular gift. I note she has become fond of you. Not in a way mortals are fond of each other, not in the way gods are fond of mortals. But, I do not have the correct word for this. In the way that something vast and old becomes fixated towards something small and moving, yes? She watches you the way someone watches a particular light in a city from a high window. Not because they know whose light it is, but because by the virtue of watching it, it has become theirs. A star has not been fond of a mortal in this particular way before. I find this significant, yes?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know stars. I don't know.
Melite says, observe. You have been told in the past, stars have thoughts and feelings.
Have I? I think I was told the moon had thoughts and feelings.
The
a
entire
lot of
time,
them.
Elegy's been just sitting in a corner with her eyes closed, meditating, and she's like, "Yes, Kyra told that like day 3."
Well, if Kyra said it, I definitely wasn't listening. So, because you can't trust anything she says. Also, what would she know about stars?
They don't answer your question.
Speaking of, actually, good question. Y'all know anything about Kyra?
Ketesis chimes in and says, if you ask about the fate of Kyra, then I cannot answer it. It is not a thing we do, divulging the fate of others.
You're implying she still has an ongoing fate.
Melite says, observe, this is not what is said. This is the accounting. Fate exists in the past, present, and into the future, whether a being is alive or dead.
You would not tell me of Xander's fate?
Ketesis says, if you inquire about the fate of the first Dragonlord, Xander, then I would find this interesting. Please, explain your reasoning.
If we asked you, what was the fate of Xander, what would you tell us?
Arachne will go, it has not been inquired about him, yes? But you have interest in him, yes? Or is this rhetorical?
It's rhetorical more than anything. If
Then Ketesis
Is
says,
it possible
if it is
for us to
rhetorical,
ask about
then
the
I will
fate of
answer you
Xander?
this, no. Based off of what they just said, no, but it definitely does not seem as concrete as Ketesis implied it, based off of Arachne's follow-up questions.
So how do we game this? What's the trick?
Would you like to bargain?
Not particularly, no. How can I learn of Kyra's fate?
Is this a bargain?
It's a question.
It sounds like a bargain to me.
It does sound like a bargain, and someone is contractually forbidden to bargain, but they will answer and say, maybe Melite will answer and say, observe, this information will come to you in some time. It is already woven. You cannot change it.
Well, at least we'll know someday.
I mean, I was kind of expecting that.
Arachne cocks her head and she says, I note there are things you may never learn. It is not a given. This is unusual, yes?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably never learn everything, but I was planning on eventually figuring out what happened to Kyra.
Well, but this means we'll have success in that adventure.
True.
Arachne, still 6 inches from your face, through this entire encounter, goes, I note, I have another observation to tell you, yes? I have told you the first, but not the second, yes? The second thing, I will only speak to you if you wish. The second thing, I will only speak to you if you wish. It is with regard to your brother.
think he says, like, you may speak it, and then looks directly at Elegy.
She's got her eyes closed.
You feel his sightless
Mhm.
vision upon you.
Okay. Arachne, still next to you, goes, I note that you do not like that particular word in relation to him. I am not going to argue with your preference. I'm going to tell you something that I have noted. You know the shape of your own curse, yes? You carry doom. You attract the threads and weave, and the weave reaches toward you, tangling around you, pulling tight in your presence, yes? They accumulate, they build tension, as we have discussed, yes? The closer someone comes to you, the more their thread is altered by the contact. That is the mechanism you understand, yes? You understand it better now than you did when you arrived here, yes?
Yes.
Your brother's curse is the inversion of this. Where you attract threads, he repels them. Where the weave reaches toward you and accumulates tension, the weave slides off him, oil and water, yes? The threads flow over him and continue on without catching. They do not bend toward him. They do not tangle with him. They move around him and leave him behind, the way current moves around a stone at the bottom of a river. The stone is there. The stone is real. The water is real. The water touches it, and then the water is gone. And the stone is exactly as it was, alone, before the water arrived. I note, every person who has ever grown close to him has left. Not because they chose to, in the way people choose to do things with full awareness, but because the threads connected to them have no purchase. It cannot hold. It is not that the connections are severed. I note the distinction between what you do and what he experiences. The connections simply do not persist. They slide, they move on, and he is left behind by every thread that has ever touched him. This is the other half of the mechanism Lutheria built. You accumulate what destroys. He loses what sustains. Two different expressions of the same working. I find this one of the more precisely cruel constructions I have ever encountered. I note it required remarkable care to engineer correctly. I am not telling you what to do with this information. I am telling you what I observe, and no more. You came here for the truth of your own condition, and the truth of your condition is not fully contained in you alone, yes? Some of it is in Forsara, some of it is in Orion, yes? And then from behind, Melody goes, both items are correct. This is the accounting.
So Luthia's cruelty truly knows no bounds. What a strange curse for one contract with a random woman.
This Arachne leaves from 6 inches in front of your face and returns to the loom with the other two.
Okay, yeah, seems like we're done.
They don't address you anymore.
All right, let's go. Elegy, I pick Elegy up and I'm like, you don't have to open your eyes yet. And I turn her around.
I pick up a tiny shard of crystal from the ground.
Okay. You do that, and you look up, and Pegasus is in front of you. She goes,
Can I have this?
if you are seeking this so that you may have a means to return here instantly, then the answer is yes, but also no.
Why no?
You may have it, but it will not work, and so. This
Oh.
place is warded from entering and seeing from afar, yes? No, she doesn't say yes. She says, and so. But you may take coral from above, yes? No, she doesn't say yes. She says, and so.
And so.
And so, if you take the coral, if you wish to return here, and so.
Okay. Thank you. Will we always be attacked when we show up?
Arachne goes, I note that peculiar manifestation was not our doing.
Oh,
Yes?
okay. That's good.
That was the manifestation of the tension in the weave. Yes?
It was not good. You should get it checked out.
That was but a small display of the great tension currently wrapped around Aeneas, yes? A small amount weaved. Or a smaller weaving of the weave trying to release itself, yes? It was unsuccessful and the tension remains.
Mm. Okay.
I note I am unsure if this will continue to happen.
That's surprising.
Hope you guys weren't attached to that tree too much.
Melody
It was,
goes, observe,
does-
we do not have attachment like you mortals do.
and so?
That's a different one.
God
She says, we don't have
Uh,
emotions. That is the accounting.
But you know, what was that tree? What was, why was it bleeding blood?
Melody goes, no. Ketesis go. If you are asking about the tree, and you actually mean the nature of this island, then I will tell you that this is the body of the Titaness Versi.
Good. That's good. Yes.
Melody goes, observe, I do not think Versi would agree that this is good.
I meant good as in, not ironically, it's a thing. Okay. I have so many questions, but we can't have them all answered at once. That would be too easy. So, I will go check on that real quick. Bye.
You leave?
Unless somebody.
I got nothing more.
So,
You all depart, leaving much easier than arriving.
Ooh.
You can use as if the tunnel is normal, and you walk up it, and right around the bend is you begin to see the cave entrance, and you can approach it with a normal speed in a normal manner, and you get to the threshold outside of the cave where it was slow down time. One of you maybe will test it a little bit, and that phenomenon seems to persist. There are not thread creatures appearing out of anywhere to attack you, but that phenomenon appears to not have changed.
well, this is gonna take a while.
We're really going to build up our resistance muscle. All this resistance training is going to be good. We're going to get some gains.
Aeneas walks outside, immediately cannot move.
Okay, Sophron. You gave up one for another.
One. Here we go.
You all are still affected, but as you leave the proximity of the cave entrance and get further away, the phenomenon lightens and lightens and lightens until the rest of you can't really perceive it anymore. Aeneas, you still perceive it the whole time you're on the island.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Iola affected by the slowing resistance? No? That's so weird.
This is strange.
Iola, once you get near some of the water, she goes, You can put me down now.
Splish splash, motherfucker. Get out of here.
She says, Oh, Ancient One, I will be departing now. I have information, and I am not sure what to do with it, but I think I must discuss this with my father.
That sounds good.
Please forgive my rapid departure. I wish I could stay with you for some time.
Well, when you fix your city, come find our ship. And we can talk.
How will
we
I
do
find
have a
it?
good setup for mermaids.
How will you find it? I mean, it seems like people find us if they need to.
I will not argue with your wisdom, Ancient One.
That's good.
It's the boat with the beautiful pontoon pulled behind it in the back, okay?
Okay. She then says goodbye to each of you and says goodbye to Elegy at least 3 more times before she swims down beneath the waves. Your little pontoon or your little rowboat is still where you left it, off the shore of the island.
I will take a little piece of coral like they suggested.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure it's not the coral that was tasted in the previous episode. You
It
go
is-
to pick one up and I slap your hand out the way.
There is only the one type of coral.
It's not that exact coral.
Correct, yep. It's a different shard of it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you do, or do you just head back out?
I think we have to go.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything else to do unless we want to go visit that tree again.
Nope.
Nope.
Probably not wise.
But think of what more you could do to it.
We've lost tree privileges.
No, Sophron has lost tree privileges.
You can't take true privileges away from a druid.
That's
That's
true.
So you all
It's
get back
true.
onto your rowboat and you row back out to the Ultros, leaving the island of the Fates behind. When you get back to the boat, we will do boat time, but we will not do that now. And we will not do that next week, or the week after, or the week after. Because
Yikes.
we are going to, there is some very bad scheduling that's going to be happening for the next 3 weeks. So we will both not be here next week, but we will not leave you hanging for a whole month. So for the 2 weeks after that, Abby has something super special prepared for a few members of the group. That will be very fun. So if you are curious what that is, tune in. It will be Thylea related material. It's not going to be totally unrelated. It won't be a continuity of the main plot, but it'll be a fun little side adventure. So I hope you watch that. That'll be 2 weeks. And then we'll be back for boat time after that. So a little bit of a break, but it'll give you time to remember everything I just talked about. And more importantly, it'll give Sean time to read through everything I just talked about.
To write down all the names.
All the names. But as always, thank you for watching. We will see you. I will see you in a long time, but they will all see you in a more short amount of time. So until that short amount of time comes, goodbye.
Bye. Good night.